everybody. Terri Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer here. How are you on this beautiful Friday? You will notice from my little thumbnail, we're going to have a little chat about Bob Chapek. Yes, it took a long time for me to be able to pronounce his name, and it seems like a lot of people are pronouncing it and cursing at the same time. This is, I am a Disney Imagineer. I am a Jim Henson Muppeteer. I worked on the original Ghostbusters, which, hello, the new one's out, and I hear it's wonderful, and all things like that. Feel free to post in the comments your questions, and I will do my best to answer them. I usually chat a little bit about what's going on, and you may have noticed you haven't seen me in a while. Where has she been? I had to leave. I had a show to shoot, and I can't talk about it, but at least I went, shot it, done it, did it, done, bleh, really fun. And I'm back, and now broadcasting again. Yes, so excited to be back with you and to do this AMA. Happy Thanksgiving early. As of today, I want to make sure that I tell you that I will not be broadcasting my AMA next Friday. I'm going to enjoy it with my family, and I invite you to do the same thing, to enjoy it with your family. How are you guys? How is everything going? How has your November been? Have you been able to find the yummy treats for Thanksgiving? And how do you feel about Bob Chapek and how and what he's doing? As you saw in my thumbnail, over 30,000 signatures in a petition to have him removed happened in just 24 hours. And according to WDW News, which I follow frequently, they say that and climbing. Imagineers have signed it. Cast members have signed it. Many people have signed it. They're just done. And rumor has it that the Destination D event, what's that, you say? The Destination D event, which happens for D23 members, premier members, I think is what they're called. They get to go to Walt Disney World and hear about upcoming cool stuff that is happening within Disney, which is a very cool thing to happen. But rumor has it that Bob was going to talk, and he pulled his talk because he didn't want to be booed. Now, I have no authoritative proof that that is the case, but that is the rumor, and I am reporting the rumor to you. And that to me is a shame, because if you're going to pull stuff that makes people react, let's just say it that way, that make people react in a way, in this case, poorly. They are not happy. I'm not happy. Many people are heartbroken at what he's been doing with Disney. And I can't remember. Let me see if I can tell you. On YouTube, my friend Bob Burdine, he sent me, and I'm just going to look it up here because I have the memory of a gnat. Bob Burdine sent me a thing on YouTube you might want to check out called Bob Chapek Meets Walt Disney to discuss Pay to Ride Disneyland. And it's by, I want to give credit to these people who did this. It's on youtube.com, but it doesn't say, it doesn't quite say who did it, but I hope you will try and find it. Walt Disney Meets Bob Chapek. It's really funny. It's a very nice little animated thing that somebody did. And then Bob just sent me a Place a Wager, Disney Pictures Sports betting with Chapek's help inside the magic. So I don't know what that is, but there's a lot going on. If you guys have noticed things coming across your Disney news feed from various YouTube channels and blogs, etc., about how this man is really upsetting the apple cart. If you have an opinion, feel free to post it here. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel. I just think that if you're willing to do what Bob has been doing, you should face the music. So I don't know why you wouldn't stand up there and actually have a discussion with fans. And if they're booing, maybe even put a microphone in here what they don't like. But that could maybe just overtake the entire presentation. It could be hours of people going, what are you doing? Making it impossible for people to go to the parks and enjoy the parks and stuff like that. So I'm curious about what you think, what's going on. Feel free to talk about anything. Ghostbusters is coming out. And as you know, or maybe you didn't know if you're just joining us, and maybe you're thinking, who is this woman who is speaking to you today? Why Terri Hardin, and why is she allowed to talk to me? I'm still wondering that, actually. But I'm the Disney Imagineer who created Dragon's Lair Paris. That's right, a living, breathing dragon underneath the castle in Disneyland Paris. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go see it. It's really lovely and wonderful. I'm very proud of it because I'm a dragon girl. So I'm the mother of dragons. So I love dragons, and I was just delighted when I was given the opportunity to build that attraction. I also built the Big Thunder with Big Thunder. I did with one other person, actually 2 other people. We had a show producer above us at Imagineering. So it was a collaboration of all of us. And then of course there were engineers and all kinds of different people that worked with us as well. Everything is a team effort for the most part. So nobody really walks alone in Imagineering. We're all about collaboration and we love it. So that's really exciting. And then we have this Ghostbusters Afterlife. I played the Terror Dog, and then I helped build the Marshmallow Man and puppeteered the face with a team of people. Again, puppeteers are a team. We always work together. So it wasn't just Terri doing all of that. But I'm excited to see this. In fact, I have a Patreon page. It's called Terri's Tribe. And you go to patreon.com. I'm going to pop it up here. Patreon.com/Terri Hardin. You join the tribe. I speak to you live in the morning before I come here and do these on Mondays and Fridays. And then we have a Zoom call that we chat with. And I let you know if I'm not going to do it. But most of the time, I'm very consistent and we chat about it. And we actually talked about, but please feel free to go over here, look for as little as $5 a month. $60 a year. You can be a part of this. And I do giveaways. I do giveaways, and you get to peek into what I'm working on. It's a lot of fun. So I hope you will take a look and join me over there. But over there, we were discussing today some of the things that are coming up and happening. For example, this Sunday, if you are in the Southern California area, I will be at Walt's Barn. What, you say? Walt's Barn is located in Griffith Park, and it's Walt's actual barn, sponsored and taken care of by the Carolwood Society. That is the folks that love the trains like Walt did, and preserve trains like Walt did. And they are great. If you're a train enthusiast and you have not heard of this, please come out. I'll be showing you my book. I have my train caches, and you'll get the opportunity to see those as well. Let me just pull them up so you can see them. Boop. There we go. Let me look at favorites. There they are. Okay. Let me just find them. Here you go. Here they are. So right here, boop, boop. There you go. Right here, these are my train caches. This is my Walton Ward train caches. They are first day cover caches. Do you know what that is? If not, feel free to ask me in the comments. What is a cache? And I will be happy to explain it to you. But these are the first day covers, and they have the cancellations of the first day of issues for the Transcontinental Railroad stamp. So if you're a railroad enthusiast and you're excited about the stamp, cachet artists, that would be me, illustrate something with the stamps, and you get a wonderful illustration along with the stamps, actual postage stamps, actually canceled on first day of issue. I know that's a lot to say, but that is going to be there. They'll be at the barn. I'll be there from 11 to 3 at Walt's Barn in Griffith Park. Just, it's just near Toontown, kind of, where you ride the little trains and stuff, the little ones that you straddle. Anyway, so you really like it. I'll have that, and I'll also have my new book, Giggling Pumpkins, there. I'll be signing that and selling that, and I'll have my hitchhiking ghost pin that glows in the dark available too. Those 3 things will be available, or just come and chat with me. You know, you're under no obligation to buy anything, just come and chat and say hello and talk to me and whatever. Okay. But all that's happening this Sunday. That's right. This Sunday at Walt's Barn at Griffith Park. So I hope to see you there. Yes, indeed. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. It is their first special guest. Isn't that sweet that they asked me? Blink, 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 blink. I'm real thrilled about it. And I hope that you can see, come on out and have a chat. You can talk to me about anything there as well. And Thanksgiving is coming. Have you been having trouble getting your turkey or your jellied cranberry sauce or your eats? While I was away, I heard that people were having a challenge getting all that they needed for their Thanksgiving feast. I'm wondering if that's you. I'm just hoping to get a pie. It's all about priorities, isn't it? Yes, indeed it is. So very excited about that. And yes, just plugging away. I'm working on my Roly Crump chess set. I've mentioned that before, and I will be able to show you something at some point. You can see how it's coming along. I'm back in the saddle and going to be working on it. I also have a few one-of-a-kinds. I do one-of-a-kinds for people. So I've had some people who have ordered that piece that they cannot find, that they want designed specifically for them. That's what I do. And I'm also getting ready to work on the Cheshire Cat because I'd like to launch the Cheshire Cat next year in the beginning of the year. Maybe the pre-sale in December for delivery in January, February. We're just going to have to see. As you know, or maybe you don't know. And if you're watching this after live, please post in the comments and say howdy. I'd really appreciate it. And subscribe if you are so inclined. I'd appreciate that too. But back to the Hitchhiking Ghosts. The Hitchhiking Ghosts are an illuminated piece that I did. I only have 8 sets left. Let me see if I can find them. La, la, la. Back to all albums. I will find it. There they are. Here are my children right here. Here they are, the Hitchhiking Ghosts. Boop, boop. So there they are. Designed to look like little specters on your shelf. They illuminate. They don't just have a light inside. They are designed to look like you have an actual ghost on your shelf. And I have about 8 sets left of these. But those of you who ordered early know that COVID hit me, gave me a right cross. And doggone it, very hard to get them delivered to people. So it looks like now, and I don't want to say it too loud, but it looks like we're getting back on track. So I just have to get the boxes assembled and the liners assembled and get them ready to ship out to you. So that's going to be a lot that I'm doing this weekend and in between Thanksgiving weekend, so that I can hopefully get as many to you that are waiting as possible. But I do have 8 sets left. I also have a blacklight version. Here they are on the shelf. So you can see what I mean about illuminating. Instead of a light in the belly, making it look like acid reflux, you get this illumination. And one of the things I'm very proud of is if you look at Phineas, you can actually see the leg materialized behind his bag. And that's the kind of thing that I strive for when I'm making these sculptures, is to give you like the full specter deal, right? And then I wanted to show you, there we go. Okay. I got to set it up. Here they are. The other thing is that you requested that they be separate. So they're not together. You can tuck them anywhere and everywhere you want. And this was done with my iPhone, so it doesn't necessarily look as good. But I also wanted to show you here the black light ghost. This is a version that is not as big of an investment in the ghosts, but they do exist. They're a little more affordable. And I do have quite a few of these available. And you can pre-order them, and you got them as well. So lots of ghosties with the mosties in the sets. available, but that's what's happening in my current life right now. Is I'm just kind of looking to see if I could show you the last thing, because I did mention, I don't know if it's in here. No, it doesn't seem to be in here. I thought I'm going to have to remember to put that in there. But there's the pin that glows in the dark too, and that's $20. So that'll be there with me at the event. And you can also go to my online store, go to terrihardin.com, click on online store, take a look, and you can order from the online store as well. Okay? All right, enough commercials. My goodness. Is that all you do? Come on, talk about commercials. So talk to me about Mr. Chapek. People say, Terri, if you were an Imagineer, how would you make Disney different and more affordable? And I think I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I would bring back a price point that allows you just to come in and shop and watch the parade and have the food and people watch. Because a lot of people, don't ride the rides. And then I think I would create an a la carte system for the rides, because let's say you have a little 4-year-old or a 3-year-old, or you have a young child, maybe 10 years old, and you say to them for their first visit, pick 2 rides, and you buy those 2 rides, and you walk around Disneyland, you look at Disneyland, you enjoy Disneyland, and then you pick up those 2 rides, so that it's not running you hundreds of dollars to go to the park. And you don't necessarily, I know with little kids, you don't necessarily always get to do as many rides as you'd like to. So you could say, what's your favorite? Peter Pan or Dumbo or the Carousel or Mr. Toad's, but you could kind of create your own little day at Disneyland based on your budget. That, I'm an Imagineer, what can I say? So I continue to say this because I think this would be cool. I think if you had a base price for the person to be able to go in, eat the food, plus for Disney, right? Shop, plus for Disney, right? And people watch, right? It's a win-win. It's a no-brainer. Now, yes, I know there's a great deal of bodies in the room, but you could, you're Disney. You can figure this out, right? You can make it so it's appointment only. So you can make it to where, maybe the people who ride come a little later. Maybe this is a morning thing. Maybe this is an evening thing. Maybe this is a day thing, a couple of days out of the week. You get to let these people come in and do their thing. I don't know how many would actually do that, but I know there's a lot of families out there that say they just they're not going to be able to take their kids to Disneyland, because to take a family of 5 is like, investing on this, rocket ship. So not quite as bad, but it feels that way if your budget is the way your budget is. And Walt always wanted everyone to be able to enjoy Disneyland. I just think that's a way that they could do it. That's my idea. What's yours? Let's go find out what you have to say, and we will let it happen, right? Let her light her up, okay? If you find that when I'm posting your comments here that you see Facebook user, that's because I'm using the amazing StreamYard, and StreamYard needs your permission to put your name down here. So if you don't see your name, just go up in the area. It'll say where you click on and give them permission to use your name, and then your name is going to be here, like Michael Clark the second. How are you today? Good morning. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, I'll tell you. Bob Paycheck, you mean? Need I say more? There it is, Stephen Goldman saying it like it is, right? You kind of feel that way, don't you? And here's the weird thing is I think Bob thought that if he did this, shareholders, stockholders, the stock would go up, but it's not, is it? It's falling. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, it's falling. And, you got to take care of your foundation. You can't build something with a bad foundation. And the foundation is all of you guys. We got to take care of you guys. We got to make sure, we're not going to make everybody fully happy, but we need to take care of those that took care of us in our tough times. And you're not feeling it, are you, Stephen? You're not feeling the love. I keep hearing that over and over and over. People writing me and saying, I don't know if I can go. I'm going on to Knott's. I'm going on to Universal. They seem to care about me more. And that's sad, because, 1 minute Minnie is coming and doing a Make-A-Wish, and she's hugging a child who wishes to meet Minnie Mouse. And the next minute, there's a turn, there's a gate, and got to pay to raise the gate to even get near her. It's just sad. It's just very, very sad. And I agree with you, Stephen, that I can see the pain. Is undercover agent for Universal Studios, so that's why he wants Disney to fail. Now, that's interesting. This kind of sounds like a Bond film, doesn't it? Sounds like they put in an interloper, a mole, if you will, and that he's actually, designed to make it tumble from the inside out. Oh, I hope that's not true. I really hope that's not true. That's so sad. Bonjour to the lady of the lair. Merci beaucoup. Yeah. I love my dragon. Yes, very much. Good morning, Terry, says Joseph. Can't wait to see Ghostbusters next week. Yes, I have a screening tomorrow. I've had to put it everywhere because I'm still a little bit not 100%. These are the first few days I've had off for very long weeks. I was talking to a lot of my friends who work in October, because we're pumpkin sculptors and we're pumpkin builders. In October, we're teaching and we're sculpting and we're Halloweening because it's our favorite time of year. And you may say the same thing. If you're like a Halloween crazy person, you made a costume, you made, you got the candy out, you got the decorations out, you made a scary thing so kids could be frightened or entertained or whatever. And you just, you kind of start in September and you go all through October, and then it goes into November, and all of a sudden it stops around the 15th, and you just go, oh. have that little wobble as you stand. I don't have to do anything right now. Really? I mean, I still have to put away all my Halloween stuff because it's still all out. I've got my, I was teaching a lot of pumpkin sculpting classes, and my kit full of tools broke. So I had to get a new kit, and I haven't transferred from the broken kit to the new kit. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot of little things that I've got to do. And so you get tired, you get a little bit exhausted. So my reasoning for telling you this is because Ghostbusters, I got a screening before I left for Points Unknown, and I thought it was Thursday. So I got that panicky feeling that you can't remember the date, the day, where, blah, blah, blah. But luckily I had written it down because I know me in these months, and it's actually tomorrow at 3:00. So all good. And my husband and I are going, which makes it really special. I'm very excited. I'm really excited. Many people who have seen it are telling me it's great. So that's exciting. I'm really glad to hear that you guys like it. It just really touches my heart. I also got to see part of Free Guy. I haven't got to see the rest of it yet because I saw it on the plane and fell asleep. It's not its fault. It was mine. It looks really cute. I thank you all and every one of you that told me I should watch it. I'm going to watch the back half, but don't tell me anything about it because I don't know when that's going to happen. I did watch Jungle Cruise. There's nothing wrong with watching Emily swing all over the place. I mean, she's the cutest little thing, and it really made the movie fun to watch, but I have fallen asleep at the end 3 times. I have not seen the ending of Jungle Cruise. And I'm going to be honest, it's not really the movie's fault. I just needed to get rest. So this weekend or on Thanksgiving, I will finish. It'll be like the back half of movies. I'll watch the back half. Shang-Chi, I did make it all the way through. I thought it was a really fun movie. I thought the end of it was a bit mushy, a little too messy with too much CG happening. But overall, we got some fun stuff happening on the old Disney Plus. Huh? Yeah, very, very good. So I can't wait to see Ghostbusters either. I'm really excited to see the characters come back to life. Very touched, very, very touched. Hi, Paul. The gambling thing is a rumor that the company is contemplating an ESPN-themed sports book since people are cooler with sports gambling these days. That's a long sentence, Paul. I'm glad you wrote it. I see. Oh, Well, of course, I would know nothing about this because sports are about as far. The closest thing I get to sports nowadays is Ted Lasso. The rest of it, me, you could leave ESPN off my TV. I'd never notice. Seriously. Yeah. When my husband's dad was alive, he was a sports announcer, in a very, very good one, and a very, very highly coveted, celebrated one. And he used to just look at me and shake his head. And I think one of the reasons was because, well, she doesn't watch sports. Okay, fine. Except for maybe the Olympics. So thank you for clarifying that, Paul, because I hadn't, obviously I was way off knowing what that was. Do you have any memories of Harold Ramis? Asked Leo. We heard your story about Dan and Bill hijacking you to show you some classic Saturday Night Live skits. That's true. They did. But it would be nice to hear a bit. Harold Ramis was the quieter one. And a lot of times he would have his head together with, it's not in my head now. Sorry. It's just, that's kind of a day. But a lot of times he would have his head in the storyboards. He would help plot out the next scenes and stuff, and also would work on his characters and stuff. It's not that he stayed away from everybody. He was polite and pleasant and friendly, but I didn't really, at least where I'm concerned, he didn't have a lot of antics. You guys have seen Bill Murray. I mean, if you just watch Bill Murray and you don't know Bill Murray, you know this guy's a prankster, right? He's always punking you. Yeah, always looking to punk you, always looking to get you some sort of way. And when you're me, who is very vulnerable and a bit on the gullible side, he would say right now, laughing, oh, very gullible. Definitely someone you want to tease. So I know that he found me to be just a really good subject for teasing. That's Bill Murray. So Bill Murray was going around pulling tricks and jokes on everybody because that's just his personality. Of course, I don't know about now, but I will tell you then, yes, then he was in his prime, Now he's very coveted, but people tell me he's a curmudgeon. And that kind of makes me sad because I love that sort of disheveled hair that he would have, and he would look like he just woke up, and he would just be full of jokes and teasing and messing with you all the time. And but Ramis was a lot more quiet. Yeah, he didn't really prank a lot that I can remember. Always pleasant, always sweet. Sit and talk stories of the three of them and how close they are, how close they were to each other, and how great it was to do a movie with the three of them all together was very special to all of them. So I think that's the best. If I think of something else, I'll let you know. Annie Potts was a kick in the pants. We didn't get to see her much because most of her stuff was shot in New York, but very fun and sweet and loved to laugh. So thank you for that question. More about Harold. Exactly. I knew that's what you meant. Paul says, I agree. Instead of running away, Bob should have scheduled a session to take questions from the people at the event. They're a sample of the most loyal Disney fans. They are. You're right, Paul. And I think, but it really plays, Paul, doesn't it, into that nobody cares or Disney doesn't care what you think. And I think this is what's hurting the fans, is that they believe Bob doesn't want to know. He doesn't care what you have to say, which is a shame. You remember back in the day where they used to have that advisory committee that talked to them about products, that talked to them about you could bounce. If you were Disney, you had this catch of people that you could bounce your ideas off of, and they would kind of weigh in on whether they liked it or what they didn't like about it and how it could improve. And now it's as though Disney doesn't care. And when Bob runs away like that, then they don't, they could have done it under controlled conditions. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving people too much credit, but I know that if I was at an event and I wanted to, and Bob was having a Q&A, I think I'd start out with kind of explain your thought process. How is this helping us? And specifically, how is this helping us? How is raising the prices after a pandemic helping anybody? How charging extra to get into line after line after line? It's just more and more money. How is that helping you? How is cutting portions smaller but raising prices helping you? Helping us? How is this benefiting anybody other than a pocketbook? How are we to take this as fans and patrons of Disney? If you don't think we're seeing it right, open our eyes, help us to understand. We're feeling like you're, grabbing us by our ankles and shaking out the change, and it hurts, doesn't it? I invite your comments. I really do. Thank you, Paul. I think you stated very well. Hello, Tim Gillette. Sorry I missed you yesterday. I have so many questions for you, Tim, because today is the day that I'm supposed to decide whether or not I'm going to Dallas in February, and I have no idea. I just don't know how to deal with that. So I may be needing to bounce it off you. It's too much for me. I don't know what the pandemic is going to do. I don't know what COVID's going to do. I don't know what Texas is going to do. I don't know what, I'm really frazzled to make a decision today. And that's what's required. So I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd just throw that out there. Did you finish the Colin Kaepernick limited series? Did the hair section being not yet? In fact, that's today. I started it, but that particular series, Leo, needs you to focus. It is not something that you put in the background, nor do you want to. It just looks it's really a good series. I watched the first 10 minutes and fell in love with it, actually. So I can't wait to watch the rest of it. But I haven't had a chance. Too much work I got to do. Too many things. Yeah, too many things. I can't go into detail. There's personal stuff happening. Boop, 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 boop. And there's sculpting stuff that needs to get done. The Roly Crump chess set is a big one. And it looks at me. It says, do more. I said today that, or maybe I said it on here. Now you see my mind is kind of like going, whoop. I said today that one of the things I want to do is maybe instead of going from the Queen, I did the Queen. I created an art proof. I got a mouse in my pocket. My team created the art proof of the Queen of the Roly Crump chess set. We'll be looking at that next week. I gave a sneak preview to my tribe on Patreon, so that's something else you get to do when you're a part of the tribe. I hope you'll join us. Your voice is very needed. And I'm going to probably work on one of the other pieces, one of the more fun pieces, so that I can see. So it's not that the Queen isn't fun. She's just a lot of work. So I'm going to now play with one of the other pieces and get it done. So when my team returns from their vacation, because they've been working very, very hard for months, not necessarily on my projects because they're not employees, they're associates. So how it works with my company is that I bring them in when I need them, and then they're free to go do whatever they want when I don't necessarily have a project for them. And they've worked on things like Mandalorian and Ben Kenobi and Boba Fett and all the things that Marvel, all of it. And they've been working very hard. And so, we sat down and we said, when is a good time for you to take vacation so you can recuperate? And they said, now. So they left, I think it was November. I want to say it was November 12th. And then they're back around the 21st, 22nd. We'll reconvene and jump back in and get things done. But they it's very important to rest. When you're working really hard and you're making things happen, you got to give yourself time to rest because the body needs time to rejuvenate. So we did that. And so many were so grateful to have this time off. And also makes happy associates and happy employees. You take care of your people. Hear that, Bob Chapek? You take care of your people. Very important. Leo says, bring back any nightmares from your childhood. Did I bring back any nightmares from my childhood? This chess set is kind of cutting it close. There were some. As a little girl, I remember that I lived in downtown Los Angeles, and there was a monster in my closet. But my closet was above my bed. So you know how you have the closet with your clothes, and then there's like a cabinet above that you slide the doors, slide back and forth. There was a monster that resided up there. He was fluorescent. He was fluorescent and iridescent. He had orange and blue, and he was kind of like a giant bird-like creature. And he terrified me. He just made me so scared, and I kept screaming. And my mom, read all kinds of books. I'm firstborn, so my mom read all kinds of books, and she was trying to figure out, how do you help this child who has this trauma going, a monster she sees but you don't as parents. And my dad just got a baseball bat and said, "Where is it, honey?" And I'd go, over there. And he'd, did I get him? And I go, "Yeah, Dad, you hit him. Get him again. Where'd he go?" "Over there, Dad." And he'd run over, and he chased it and bopped it with the bat until there was no more bird left. And it never came back. Even though my dad didn't see it, he went after it with a baseball bat and saved me. My hero from the very beginning, and my hero still today. So that was the big nightmare as a child, besides being bullied, which is like a reality nightmare for many of you out there, when you get bullied by some jerk who just decides you're on their bully list, and you got to just kind of deal with that, which I did. Being of mixed races and looking so white, it was a problem, when I was growing up, that people didn't like the way I looked, so they just wanted to give me trouble. But that it can be because you're beautiful, you might get bullied, because you might have some anomaly, you get bullied. It's all about the bully, really. The bully is in a bad mood, and he just sort of laser focuses on you, and you say to yourself, really? So it was rough. Yeah, it was pretty tough. But my dad just kept saying, be the best you can be, and do your best. And puppets came into my life, and puppets sure changed it. Made the bullies my friends an awful lot of the time. So great question there, Leo. Fantastic day. When you go to Carrollwood, must take your train cachet. Yes, I am, Connie. I'm taking it. I have friends who are hoping to purchase in that setting. Yes, Connie, they will be there, and there'll be a lot. I'm taking a lot of them because they're a good price. They're $40 for both cachets. And when you think about, on one envelope is $10 worth of stamps, no lie. Those stamps are not cheap. And so you save, I'm just basically kind of saving you some money. No, I'm not. I'm just adding a drawing, and it's cool. I made them affordable. They're not all hand-drawn. They were hand-drawn, hand-painted, and then digitally reproduced. But the stamps are real. You cannot digitally reproduce a document from the government, which is a postage stamp. So every single one of the cachets has the actual Transcontinental Railroad stamp on it with the official cancellation. And then my illustration is on there as well. So they are beautiful. They make a great gift for the train enthusiast. And it's Walt and Ward. So let me go back to favorites and show you again Walt and Ward. Okay. Push the right button here, Terry. Okay. So here is Walt and Ward Kimball. I did Ward Kimball because he was a good and sweet friend of mine. And so they love trains. So I thought that they should be together. Some people asked me if I would do a different person. And I was like, nope, I'm going to do Walt and Ward. And you get both the black and white, and you get the color. Okay. So you get both on this. I think it's 4x10 envelope. Yeah. And they come protected, and they come signed. My logo's on the back. I didn't flip it over to show you. But you'll absolutely love them. They are gorgeous, gorgeous, and the stamps are stunning. And this is the Golden Spike. See, 1869. So they are the 150th anniversary of the Transcontinental Railroad, first day of issue. So you got to grab them if you like trains. Nice thing for your collection. I highly recommend them, as Connie does. And they will be at Walt's Barn this Sunday. If you can't make it to Walt's Barn, go to terrihardin.com, click on online store in the bar above, and you can buy them on my online store. But I hope you come and see me because it's much more fun. Right, Connie? Thank you, Connie. Michael says, what do you think about the new design of Toontown? I have not yet seen it. Honestly, I haven't seen it. The last time I saw Toontown, it was about this big. It wasn't much of Toontown left. And here's the thing. When I went to Toontown, that was such a great place for little kids, because you had Goofy's bounce house. And I think you had Pluto's bounce house. Then you had a tree you could climb and slide down. You had the roller coaster. You had the cable car, Benny's spinning ride. You had things you could open and close. The little kids loved it. I know this because I went into Toontown with two little kids that were really way too small to do a lot of the attractions. And we spent the day in Toontown. It was just fantastic. But now with Galaxy's Edge, I know that it's shrunk down and there's things that aren't there that used to be there. The bounce houses are gone because of liability. If a kid bounced the wrong way and got hurt, you know what the parents are going to do. So I have a sneaking suspicion that that's why those disappeared, and so on. So I'd love, Michael, to see the new Toontown and what they're up to. Hello, Paul. Did you get the spaghetti Chewbacca card? I did. Thank you, Paul. I thought I showed it off. Do I have it in here? I'll have to show it off next time because I did get it. I thought I showed it off. So I may have only showed it to my tribe, though. So forgive me, Paul. Terry's tribe may have seen it, but not you guys. Thank you for the Chewbacca spaghetti. I thought that was cute. You gotta resist eating it, though. I mean, whoever did that, probably enjoyed gobbling them up afterwards. Don't you think, Paul? Very cute. Bob Burdine, something that has been running through my mind. It all started with the mouse. It may end with the rat. Bob's very eloquent, don't you think, guys? Yeah, it's, and I'll bet you illustrators are going to start having a field day with illustrating these things. I got to tell you, the names that I'm seeing with Mr. Chapek and everything are a shame. I think you need to, see. So here, Joseph is saying exactly what I said. Bob Chapek is even hiding from appearing at the D23 this weekend to face his fans, claiming he has prior commitments. This is it. This is the thing I told you about, the Destination D, which is a D23 event for premier members, I think it is. And he's not showing up. And the reality is he doesn't want to be booed. But I think these D23ers are the perfect people you could have a powwow with and actually hear what they have to say, unless you really don't want to. And maybe that's how he's feeling. He doesn't really want to hear from them or you, which is really hurtful, right? I mean, you got to see that thing that Bob Burdine showed me where Walt Disney talks with Bob Chapek in animation. Bob, if you can say, if you can, I don't know if you can post the link, but if you can't post the link on that one, just let us know who the guys who made it is. A very clever animation piece. My husband and I really enjoyed that. We thought that was quite brilliant. There's also someone out there, I sort of just saw a little clip of it, was an animation where Australia, it was an Australian animation where they talk about all of the deadliest animals in Australia, because Australia has so many deadly animals. And it's kind of a cute sing-along kind of a video, and it's all the deadly animals in Australia. So kind of was something that followed Bob or preceded Bob, that kind of, because to Disney, he's kind of a deadly animal, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Not giving anything away. There's 2 post-credit scenes in Ghostbusters from what I heard. Well, I always watch till the end. Okay, when credits, in the old days, credits were not this long. They were about this long. But now, since they just go, especially when computer generated is involved, it's just miles of credits. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. You're glad you're in a recliner because the credits just keep rolling and keep rolling. You know, you got 500,000 names of the people who rendered and the people who illustrated and the people who drew, and it just keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. So they came up with these little Easter eggs that they insert within the credits so you would stay and read the credits. Now, we didn't need those. We stay, okay? But we're in the business. So we do it because we want to respect the people who worked on the movie. And plus, we know a lot of them. So we want to see who worked on what. But now the Easter eggs do make it fun because it's kind of like a catapult. You know, you start to see the credits roll up and maybe your body's going like this. And then there's a fun scene. And then you fall asleep and there's a fun scene. I like that with Marvel where, you know, you watch all the credits and then Marvel has like a button at the end. I've enjoyed that. I think that's my favorite part of the Marvel stuff is to see that back, that back part. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Joseph. And that just kind of catapults you through the credits because there are so many. And sometimes it's like, Carla says she fell asleep too. Carla, were you really tired, or is it just that third act isn't working? That could be it too. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and try and watch it again. I know, me too. Ghostbusters Afterlife has had a lot of very positive people say it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. So I'm really excited. Unlike my husband said, what is the new Marvel one where Angela Jolie is some sort of ethereal character with a bunch of other ethereal characters? Rotten Tomatoes is saying it's pretty bad. Bad movie. They're all saying it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Don't bother, don't bother, don't bother, don't bother. And my husband said when he looked at the previews, they were bad. I looked at the preview and had no idea what was going on. So maybe that's the reason. I'll tell you, me and Marvel, it's an origin story or it's nothing. When it's too many characters, my eyes cross and I go, blah. So what can you say? But Afterlife, I'm excited about. Absolutely. Janet says he's always going to have prior commitments from here on out. Yeah. That makes sense. You know, because people are, you know, you got social media where we're just talking. We're saying what we're saying. We're saying, what are you doing? You know, and I want to be part of the solution, not just complaining, but I don't know why they don't, you know, make it for the Disney fans instead of just keep stabbing us. You know, it feels like many people on our Zoom call a couple days ago on Patreon with my tribe were saying that Disney was packed and that they feel that the appointments are not to keep the park, you know, livable, but just that's a ruse or a fake, and that they are just packing them in like sardines on certain days. And a lot of people were very, very sad. You guys can tell me if you're coming to Candlelight the first weekend in December, let me know. Those of you who went before compared to going now. Is it a little easier? Is it a little nicer? Or was it just a cluster? You know what? Let me know because I'm curious to hear. I won't be there. I have this policy as an Imagineer not to go when the commodity is very coveted. So whenever Candlelight is one of those I used to go to because, you know, before the pandemic, you could go whenever you wanted. That was great. But now you have to make an appointment. And after a certain amount of appointments, they lock it off and you can't go. So I'm not going to be that one body that keeps you from going if you want to go. I know a lot of you try to plan the best you can for Candlelight. It's something you love. Maybe your daughter or your son is in the choir singing, which is always delightful to see people that you know. And you can't get in because some Yahoo like myself has gotten a ticket and we've seen it only a million times. You know, I would rather watch it vicariously through you. So do the movies, do the pictures, post online and tag me. And if you are part of the tribe, do it there too. I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. Is it less crowded or do you feel like you're being punked? Because that's what a lot of people said. I'm being punked here. It's baloney, you know. Also on the tribe, we talk about theories and thoughts about what's really happening for Magic Key pass holders. which I won't share with you here, but there we talk very specifically of some of the stuff that we think might not be on the level. So it's a great place to sit and chat, $5 a month. So I hope you will come and lend your voice, no matter what direction. If you are for Bob and you want to, chime in, I'm not going to insult you personally. I love a good debate. So don't feel like if you kind of think he's doing a great job or whatever, we can discuss it. That's what we do. We discuss here, friendly, kindly with each other. You adore Annie Potts. Me too. Me too. And she was very, very sweet and adorable. Like I said, we only got to see her for a New York minute because most of her sequences were shot in New York. So we did not go to New York. Most of our sequences were shot right here in Burbank, California. Forgive me. I am hunting down water. I know I have some somewhere. But anyway, absolutely. What I love. Perfect for that role, right? Sorry, but WDWNT is a bunch of garbage, says Alyssa. See, here we go. Alyssa is stating her mind here. Most of the stuff they post, complete fiction. #clickbait. Well, you know what, Alyssa? I have found that some of the things that they say are quite true as I check other people who post as well. But I do understand the term clickbait. You're absolutely right. They sensationalize the title so that hopefully you will read the story and check it out. And I get that. In fact, I see that a lot on the YouTube channels. Those so-and-so dies or whatever, and then you find out it's clickbait or whatever. I had to understand the term clickbait at first. So no, I get it. And I do take it with a grain of salt, which is why I reach out to you guys and say, this is what I read here. And people like you, Alyssa, can say, no, I don't think that that's true or that's good. What do y'all think? She's saying that what they're saying about the 30,000 signatures is bogus. What do you all say? Be nice to each other now. She has the right to her opinion. And she's stating what she has observed. So what do you think? Thank you, Alyssa, for popping it up there. They charge us twice a day for Disney Plus. What? They were hoping you didn't notice, Carla. Hopefully she won't notice. Good for you that you noticed. It's a drag, isn't it? Come to Texas, says Paul. Yeah, it's supposed to be in February. I have today to figure out if I can make it out there. I'm supposed to be there for 2 or 3 days at an event, and I haven't been to any event. I love going to the events that these people are putting on, but I just gotta think about it, protect my family, and so on and so forth, as you have said. So thank you, Paul, for inviting me. I really do want to go. Good morning, Terry. I know Linda meant good morning. Or I don't have my hoodie, but yeah, look, she fixed it. I love you, Linda. You are absolutely adorable. See, but I translated it. Linda and I have this ongoing thing. Linda Rolls and I have this ongoing thing about what is it? Autocorrect. Sometimes it just will drive you mad. Does it drive you guys mad? In the text, you're trying to say something and it corrects it. You send it and you've got this gibberish. Person on the other end is sending you a question mark and like, what happened to my message? Right? So I think autocorrect has a little bit of Bill Murray in it, punking you as well. My nightmare question was in regard to the whole hair situation and his white mother being totally lost in what to do. Like mine. Yeah. Mine tried to comb my hair and cried. I cried and she cried when I was 2 or 3 years old. Because one thing you do with hair, African-American hair, Black person's hair, a person of color's hair, if you will, is you don't use a brush or comb on it. Nope. Nightmare! And the hair doesn't look the same wet as it does dry. And I've spoken about that before. Now it's amazing that it doesn't hang down. Okay. My natural state before dreadlocks is my hair was straight up. In fact, as an Imagineer, I either had to straighten it very, very much, or I had to, let me just go back to my all albums and I will show you what I'm talking about. Show you what I'm talking about. Show you what I'm talking about. There you go. This is the way my hair looks. Now, my hair, well, that doesn't really work. I could put myself up here. Yeah, here. That works. My hair that you see here is a mixture of a white person and a black person. It's not a tight fro that you guys might think of. It was a little bit of straight with lots of curl. And the longer I grew it, the more out it got. So, but it was blonde. So people looked at you like you were some kind of a weirdo. And my skin is light skinned. And then I had my hair sticking all out like some sort of lion. So, best thing to do in situations like that, guys, is own it. And then pray for things like dreadlocks, which have been the blessing in my life since 2000 when I started growing them. I absolutely love them. It makes it easy for an artist to style. I don't have to be hours in the bathroom, which is not me. I'm not someone who wears makeup, as you probably noticed. I'm not about makeup. I'm really, I'm very WYSIWYG. Do they still use WYSIWYG? What you see is what you get. I'm very WYSIWYG. So, not a lot of makeup, I just don't. And, a lot of the people who are close to me, if they see me on, first year Outrageous Pumpkins, Allison Hannigan's makeup artist made me up, and everybody was like, what the heck happened to you? Because I looked like a China doll and it looked really weird. So the second year or the next time I did Outrageous Pumpkins, they gave me my own makeup artist who really understood minimum. Okay. But for television, they want to give you some sort of makeup because on TV, it's very important. So when I did those shows in the past, that was the situation. And everything with a grain of salt. So you're right, Leo. This is going to be my brother from another mother. I can feel it already. Yeah. Carla, stay to the bitter end because Annie is featured in a sweet post-credit scene. Okay, interesting. Not a fan of Annie, but we'll see. Okay. Thanks. I'm hoping to see it next week. Woohoo! Hey, Johnny Johnson, good morning. John's going to come out and see me, which I'm very excited about. December, right, John? Very excited to do that. So, so happy to finally get back to seeing Terri live. So happy to be doing it live, Carla. I've been away for a while. I'm really grateful to be back in the saddle, riding along and chatting with you guys today. I'm really beside myself. Happy. Yeah. I counted 3. Okay. Now you guys are so into this. I love that you guys like movies. Maybe I should change it to comfy chat to the movie chat because I love to talk films and movies. Movies are my favorite. I told you I'm not much about sports, but when it comes to movies, I'm a crazy person. And, being in the film industry, we get what's called screeners. Look how I did that. Screeners, which means we get little DVDs or online. They give us a code that we can watch a movie in the comfort of our own home because we have to vote. My husband votes with the Academy and I vote with the Screen Actors Guild. So it's pretty exciting. We're very, very stoked because there's a lot of films we didn't get to see or didn't get released that we're going to get to see now. And I'm really looking forward to it. We'll see, right? So, and thank you, Janet, for letting me know the difference about Candlelight. I really would appreciate that because I'm not going to be there. Hi, Bill Evans. How are you doing? Hello, Bill Evans. I'll throw out a theory, says Paul. Now, Paul is a theory guy, and he also loves trains. So Bob Iger appointed Bob Chapek as his successor so he could come back as the company's savior. Yeah, or now I did read an article, not on I'm just going to check something here. Alyssa, not on WDW, the one you said has a lot of, fake news. But I did read a article from what seemed to be a good source couldn't tell you where, but it looked pretty solid, stating that he didn't really get to do the appointing or appointed based on the board suggestions. So I'm not a part of the board, so I couldn't tell you. But that kind of, I mean, he really did have a handle, Bob Iger, have a handle on the pulse of what we loved and really took us to new heights, didn't he? And we miss him. So if that's the case, Paul, bring him back. It's time. If this has all been an illusion, it's time to come back. It's time to come back, Bob Iger. It's time to come back. Hurry, come back before you lose everything. So, Paul, that's pretty funny. That's pretty fun. Autocorrect. Yes, Lori, I got to tell you, autocorrect just makes me. My husband says I can disarm it. But the problem is that before things like autocorrect, my spelling was not good. I've never been, up until now, a good speller. And now, because I have autocorrect and spell check, I'm trying to spell the word before it does. And that's made me a better speller. So in many cases, it's a nice asset, but it can be pretty crazy. I mean, if you do not reread your text, email, or the like, autocorrect can really make a mess of it, and sometimes getting you into some serious trouble. Shout out to my friend Bonnie at Abishot, who makes some of the most beautiful clothes you could imagine. They're out of Newfoundland. And autocorrect almost broke up our friendship. It just changed it to where she was so insulted, and I read it and I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's not what I wrote." And she said, "Well, I didn't think it was you." But yeah, you got to check that all the time, because it's terrifying, when it does something and you're hurting your friend's feeling or you're insulting your friend. It leaves out a word or something and changes the whole attitude of your email. So basically what Lori is saying without saying it is, watch out, because that autocorrect can be the devil. Right, Lori? They can be terrible. Terry. Hello, James. Caitlin Collins turned 21. Let's meet for some artist drinking at WDW soon. You got it. Happy 21. How lovely. Did you do anything special, James? You guys? Did you do anything down there? I got to come to Florida. I'm missing Florida. Yeah, it will happen. It will happen. So everyone, what else can I tell you? I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. Friday, a week from today, not broadcasting. Please spend it with your family and have a beautiful turkey day. And I will return that Monday. I will be broadcasting this Monday. So I hope you'll join me. Don't know what I'm going to talk about, but then who does? And if you want to shoot out something and chat with me, I think I'm going to talk about the Cheshire Cat. I am getting ready to create a Cheshire Cat. And a little, you remember I did Groot and I did Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. I'm going to do another impressions line, and the Cheshire Cat is the next one in the lineup. So I'm looking forward to getting him sketched out and figured out. I think I have a really cute idea. If you make a suggestion to me and I sculpt it, you have the right to number one. So everybody wants the number one in my series. So basically you get to be right to first refusal on number one if I sculpt what you suggest. So you make a suggestion what might be a cute, fun impression, and if it's sculpted, then you get number one. So you get to buy number one. So feel free to suggest to me anything you're missing, something you like, whatever. But the next impressions is going to be the Cheshire Cat. I'm hoping to have him in the art proof stage in December for January. So, and like I said, if you're waiting on the hitchhiking ghost, keep your fingers crossed and pray a lot that that COVID leaves us alone. Yes, let's leave COVID. Let's ask COVID. And it's COVID gremlins to let my package through so they can get to you. But I love y'all a bunch. Have a happy birthday next week. I love that, Stephen. You're very clever, Stephen. Yes, bird day, and I hope you're finding all your bird-loving, yummy things, if that's what you like. And we'll talk about it, and we'll share. Feel free to post and tag me and let me know how how you celebrate Thanksgiving. And I look forward to seeing you. Loves and hugs. Do something nice for someone else. It's a great way to spend Thanksgiving. Many of you told me you're going to spend some time in Disneyland Thanksgiving, so that sounds exciting as well. Post your pictures. Let me know. Let me see. I'll live vicariously through you. I will see you soon. Have a great weekend. Mwah.